If you're a life science teacher or NSTA member, you've probably heard of ENSIWEB. And if you haven't, you got to check it out. They've got a great collection of hands-on activities and different articles all about evolution and natural selection. Some wonderful things to get your students thinking, including this one of evolution as fact and theory. Most of the content that's on here is written by Larry Flammer. So I'm going to load in the InsertLearning extension, and the toolbar on the left-hand side is going to pop up, and I'm going to use this to kind of break up this article for my students. First thing I'm going to do is add in instructions at the top. All right, so for these instructions, it's just real straightforward I want my students to highlight anything that they have a question about, add a little comment about what the question is, and then watch and look at all the media that I've embedded and answer all the questions that I'm going to be adding in with InsertLearning. So right here, they link out to a video, and I'm going to actually just embed that video. So find it on YouTube. I'm going to copy that URL, and over here, I'm going to add a new sticky note, and I'll just paste in the URL to the video right there. Then I could follow this up with a question as well. All right, so now students watch the video, answer that question. Down here, they've got a couple of different definitions or specific definitions that are going to be the most best use in this content. And so one of them right here is scientific fact. So I'm just going to first highlight scientific fact. And for students to highlight, it's very much the same thing. And I'm going to copy this definition. And the reason is that farther down here, they use the word scientific fact again. And I want students to kind of reference that. So instead of scrolling up, I'm just going to highlight that and add in a little note. So I'm adding in that definition from before. So now students can click on this and they can see again what that definition or the right proper definition in this context is for that. And then I'm going to add in a question down here. So right here they're talking about how evolution isn't technically a fact. It's still just simply a theory, right? Because theories can't become facts. So I'm going to add in a question right here. And now students can answer that question. There's a really great way of where now I could go through, add in a couple other questions. We could also add in some discussions and chunk out this text because this has got a lot of really great information that's in here, and some students might miss some of those things. And of course, as students are highlighting the content or the text, you'll get a new little box up here that's going to let you then view the students' annotations on that page in real time, as well as all those responses that can go into your teacher dashboard and you can view them. So the other thing though is that the same guy that wrote this article also wrote a book, Science Surprises, Exploring the Nature of Science, and it's available on Smashwords. And so whether you're looking at the sample that I'm looking at right now, or if you pay for it, you can use InsertLearning on this as well. So I'm going to load in the extension. So this is great because now no matter what page, whether we're on ENSIWEB, we're on Smashwords, we're on almost anything else, even primary sources, or some journals that have their articles online, we can look at these things. Now on this site, for some reason, some of the icons got a little bit screwy here, but it's still the same idea. So I can add in a sticky note up here, add in some instructions for my students, and then I can add in questions as well. So again, it's kind of this nice thing of that you can kind of go through and kind of customize that experience of students reading through the text, whether you want to support them or challenge them, think a little bit more critically about certain aspects as you're going through. So check out ENSIWEB. If you pretty much just search for ENSIWEB, you can find it. Also put a link to it in the description of this YouTube video.